Thank you for joining me today for our webinar discussing the Alliance program. Alliance was developed to help support our trade association partners, provide rates of change analysis, and access to industry data for its members. Many have seen an ITR Economics presentation where we talk about industry trends and the importance of using a system of indicators to help guide your company through the business cycle. The Alliance program now brings this recommendation to life through its online portal built specifically with you, the member company, in mind. Today we will review why your association selected ITR Economics as their partner for this initiative, explain the methodology that is used within the program to ensure you receive the most value in your experience using it, why Alliance is a useful tool in your business planning, and what is included within the program. I'm excited to share all of this with you today. Let's get started. There are quite a few unique advantages to working with our firm. We are accurate, mobile-friendly, easily accessible, quick to respond, friendly, and employ a unique methodology unlike any other firm. In today's day and age, everyone wants information readily available at their fingertips. The time of, I don't have it right now, but I can get it for you, is over. With ITR Economics on-demand online services, Alliance gives you up-to-date data on your industry. As soon as the data is released from the data provider, it is updated in your online portal. While ITR Economics is an economics firm who specializes in forecasting, our economists and services are business-oriented, meaning it's not just the data we track and forecast, it is the application of this knowledge that is extremely important. Our firm is the oldest continuously operating privately held economic forecasting firm in the United States. We were founded in 1948 and have an unparalleled forecasting accuracy. We can say this with confidence because we have a unique methodology unlike any other forecasting firm in the market. But our being confident is not enough. We need you to be confident in our abilities too, so that you actively use our information in the daily management of your business. To help create this confidence, we are very transparent and readily share our forecast accuracy. Here are our 2019 results. What you are looking at are staple forecasts we produced and used in our analyses of other data sets. The duration column is how long that forecast was in place, and the accuracy column is how accurate our forecast was when compared to the actual once that duration period ended. An easy way to look at this is if you heard us speak in June of 2018, come December of 2019, we were 98.1% accurate for US GDP. This is the first row in this table. Let's move into the first part of our webinar, ITR Economics methodology that allows us to be so accurate and reliable for business leaders of all industries. The first step we take when analyzing or forecasting any given data set is calculating the data trends and rates of change. We start with monthly data figures, either your company sales or units shipped, or an industry's data set, such as monthly units produced, monthly new orders, monthly prices of raw materials, and so on. The first step is the 3 MMT, the 3-month moving total. To calculate the 3 MMT, you simply total 3 consecutive months of data. When a new month closes, you drop the first month and add in the new month. This will give you a rolling trend of quarterly sales activity and may show us some seasonal trends. Now, when looking at the 3 MMT column, it appears that production may be at its highest point within this data set's history. But let's take this analysis one step further and create the 312 rate of change. This is simply the percent change when comparing the most recent 3 months to the same 3 months 1 year ago. See the right side of the slide for the calculation. While the quarterly growth rate of the industry is 6% above year-ago levels, we can see that the rate of growth in the 312 column has been slowing consistently since April of 2019. This begins to paint a different picture than just looking at those monthly moving totals. We need to continue our analysis to remove the quarterly noise and see the true health of the industry. This is where the 12 MMT and the 1212 rate of change come into play. The 12 MMT smooths out the volatility of quarterly trends to paint the bigger picture. It is calculated the same way as the 3 MMT, but now we are totaling 12 months of data instead of 3. This is done for every 12 consecutive month period. So when a new month of data is released, we drop the oldest month and add in the new one. To find the rates of change, the 12-12, it is again the percent change between the current 12 MMT and the 12 MMT of the same month 1 year ago. This is the annual growth rate. You see in the 12-12 column that the industry's annual growth rate has been climbing since July of 2019. This is a phase B, accelerating growth, business cycle phase for the industry. However, with the quarterly growth rate downward passing the annual growth rate, this is a warning bell that the fund is about to hit a cyclical peak and transition into phase C, slowing growth. It is this type of telltale sign that makes using the 12-12 annual growth rate in your business planning imperative to your success. Knowing what business cycle phase your industry is in will help to shape your thinking of where to invest and where not to. For the purposes of Alliance, we will focus the remainder of our time on just the 12-12 rate of change. This slide is to give you a visual of what business cycles look like when you calculate the data into a 12-12 rate of change. It also gives you ideas on how you can use these cycles to strategically manage your business. Your Alliance program will focus on the 12-12 rate of change analysis for your industries, as well as automatically calculate your company's annual growth rate and compare it to the industry's growth rate. In later slides, we will dive in to show you exactly what the tool can do. This colorful chart represents the 12-12 rate of change. It helps you identify the phase of the business cycle the industry is in. Above the zero line, the industry is growing. Below it, the industry is contracting. Each phase holds opportunity. We like to say there is no bad phase of the business cycle when you are aware of them and are able to manage them correctly. We start with the blue phase of our chart, phase A, recovery. This is when the industry has been in a recession and is slowly working its way back to growth. Phase B is the accelerating growth phase, above the zero line, and the industry is growing. With Alliance, you will see the growth rates for your industries. Having this insight provides you the opportunity to find the markets of opportunity and limit your exposure to those that are in a state of decline. Phase C, slowing growth. This is phase C because we think of it as caution. It's easy to see an industry with an 11.5% growth rate, like we did on our calculation slide, and think this is a good industry to target. However, if you notice that it has hit a cyclical peak and is now in slowing growth, you may decide to look elsewhere. This is why Alliance provides you the chart for each industry, so you may visually see both the historical trends and the shifts through the phases. The last phase to discuss is phase D, recession, feared by many. But just imagine if you had the insight to know the timing of that decline. You could have been saving cash leading up to the recession and capitalize on investments during the downturn. With your Alliance program, you will have the resources available at your fingertips, which includes a one sheet of ITR Economics top management objectives for each of the phases we have discussed here today. Combining the tool's insight into your industries with the actionable guidance creates a powerful roadmap from which you can plan with confidence. Alliance ultimately has two main uses within a business's strategic planning. It can be used for access to industry data or as a system of leading indicators from which to forecast your company's sales or production data. Let's start with the access to the industry data. As we've been discussing, having your industry's data charted in the 12-12 rate of change will help you identify areas of growth or pockets of risk. This is an example of a chart pulled directly from Alliance. We are looking at a state company data set, the blue line, compared to U.S. construction machinery new orders, the green line. If this was your business, you could see how your operations within this industry are giving your business negative pressure. But you can also see that this industry is in phase D, recession. Now let's say that your business also sells in the industrial machinery space. You can search for this industry data set within your Alliance tool to see if perhaps there is more opportunity for growth than what you are experiencing from your construction machinery customers. This shows us that your customers in the industrial machinery space are going to give you more opportunities for orders than those in the construction machinery market, because the industrial machinery market is in phase B, accelerating growth. As we saw in the chart examples, Alliance's portal provides you the ability to privately upload your own company data and automatically compares it to the industry's growth rate. This also helps you see if you are outperforming or underperforming the market. Armed with this information, you can take these charts to your next sales meeting or management meeting to discuss if there are levers within the business you can pull to maximize on these industry trends. The second use of your Alliance tool is creating a system of indicators specific to your business that can be used to increase your accuracy when forecasting your company's data. What is a leading indicator? It is a data set that has a strong predictability to your company's data's cyclical movement through the business cycles. Its turns in the business cycle precede your turns, and you can use that timing to see into the future for your company with a great deal of accuracy. We like to think of it like a train. Each industry is its own rail car. Your business is also a rail car. Alliance identifies which industries precede your rail car on the train. So when the train goes around a corner, you know how much time you have before your company moves around that same corner. We all use forecasts to help set our budgets for the following year, identify which departments may require more staffing, increase our inventory management efficiency, and know what types of investments we should be considering. Using a system of indicators to assist you in knowing where your business will be in the business cycle is a great way to plan ahead using actual data without assumptions. As we discussed earlier, using the business cycle phases gives you a roadmap when you combine it with the corresponding management objectives. Alliance shows you what phase your industry is in and gives you a visual of your business cycle so you can determine what phase your company is in. The tool provides you with the ability to export both the industry data and your data now calculated in the rate of change. This can be exported into Excel, where you will then have the opportunity to create your own scenario testing. This is a visual of how Alliance helps you use leading indicators to forecast your business. Let's say the blue line is your company data that you have uploaded into the portal. Alliance has calculated your rate of change and has plotted your data against the indicators found within the program. Alliance will tell you the lead lag time the indicator has to your business. In this case, the indicator leads the data by 12 months. This means when the indicator hits a cyclical peak and transitions into phase C, your business typically hits that same peak in 12 months later. When the indicator hits a cyclical low and transitions into phase A recovery, your business typically hits that same cyclical low 12 months later. In Alliance, you can input this lead time of 12 months into a text box and hit Shift. Alliance will then shift the indicator forward by 12 months, giving you now a visual representation of a possible projected path the indicator is suggesting for your business. You want to use approximately 5 indicators when developing your system. This should be a mix between macroeconomic indicators, the indicators that tend to be at the front of the train, such as U.S. industrial production or GDP, or any of ITR's proprietary indicators, as well as then using market-specific indicators, such as ones that represent industries you operate within. When you identify those that have the longest lead times and predict your turning points with greater reliability than others and have a logical connection with your business, you have found indicators to use in your system. For U.S. industrial production, we use a network of indicators to forecast it forward in our reports. This slide is showing you how each indicator is reliably providing foresight as to where the overall U.S. economy is headed. Noting this is actual data just based on timing between the cyclical peaks and low points. The only forecasts you see here are the diamonds for U.S. industrial production, which were generated using a system of indicators much like we are seeing here. Developing a system of indicators may seem like a daunting task. That is why we have included in this overview these quick tips, as well as the following slides showing you resources available on an ongoing basis. Alliance is about teaching you how to fish, so you can use this type of analysis with confidence in every aspect of running your company. Data requirements. To determine data trends and rates of change, you need sufficient historical data. Your business's historical data is the starting point. We are often asked, what data should I use? The answer is twofold. First, use data that is readily available. Most of us have kept records of our sales, orders, or cash received that we can use. To start, work with whatever is easiest to get your hands on. Second, if you have choices in what data to use, examine the metric you are most interested in analyzing. Revenue or sales are the most common, but you can use others, including orders, backlog, and inventory levels. Finally, it is important to use monthly data for at least a 7-year period, because as a rule, the longer the history, the more accurate the results. Swings in the data. It's not unusual for a company to experience more up and down swings than its industry or market benchmark. So for example, if you have a 6% decline when the market slipped by 12.3%, it may be quite an accomplishment. Your results may reflect a difference in your market share from the beginning to the end of the period, a change in your product mix, or differing price movement. Whatever the reason, enjoy it, because it means you beat the market. What to do with this information? Set up a system of leading indicators. Find the indicators that apply to your business and use them to forecast future changes. When two of your leading indicators go up or down, pay attention. Take notice and look to see whether other leading indicators confirm that a change in direction is real. When two of your leading indicators tell you that the wind has begun to shift, start planning, because planning takes time. Decide which sails must be set and who will be manning the ropes. When 5 leading indicators reverse direction, act. It's usually solid evidence that the economy is turning. Move forward with confidence, because the system is telling you that a fundamental shift in the momentum of the economy is taking place. Have your resources lined up and be ready to implement your plan, because change is on the way. Many people will feel their adrenaline pumping because economic conditions are about to get exciting again. Strong indicators. We have time-tested indicators that tend to relate well to most businesses. These are a great place for you to start when you dive into your Alliance portal. The ITR leading indicator. This important indicator was developed by Brian Bolio in the late 1980s and has been modified periodically since. It's a composite index that we've put together to strike a balance between two parts of our economy, consumer and industrial behavior. It shows whether business-to-business activity and business-to-consumer activity are going up or going down. It contains items such as financial indicators, a widely accepted consumer measure, and new orders for goods. Another indicator is the Institute for Supply Management, ISM for short, Purchasing Managers Index. This indicator is based on a compilation of statistics based on surveys of purchasing managers. The ISM Purchasing Managers Index is best suited for following the business-to-business side of our economy. Our next recommendation is U.S. industrial production. This is our benchmark for the overall U.S. economy and tends to relate very well to our manufacturing clients. For those in distribution, the Alliance program also includes U.S. wholesale trade of non-durable goods and U.S. wholesale trade of durable goods. Those would be a great place to start for you too. Housing starts is also an indicator in your Alliance portal and is a solid indicator that can be easily tracked. Since housing is such a huge part of the economy, the number of housing starts must be included in any leading indicator system for that system's projections to be accurate. Here are some of the many resources available at your fingertips to help you fine-tune your system over time. We have a methodology ebook available on our website, as well as blogs and videos. If you are looking for a fully comprehensive guide to using this methodology, we recommend you purchase Brian and Alan Bolio's book, Make Your Move. It is written in business terms and includes use case scenarios throughout it. The resources mentioned here can be found on our website. We've reached the last section of our video, seeing the exact inclusions of your Alliance tool. Each Alliance portal comes readily equipped with ITR Economics proprietary indicators, the highly recommended macroeconomic indicators, and indicators for major industries such as construction, financial markets, commodities, and vertical markets within the overall manufacturing industry. From there, we partner with each association during the development phase to understand the industries that are most relevant to you, the member companies. We work closely with our data department to identify specific industry and vertical market data sets that would have the most applicability to you. The Alliance portal, right from the beginning, has been customized with you, the member, in mind. There are a few views available within the portal. This is the main view that you will find you use the most often. It is where you review the full analysis and determine which charts you will use moving forward. For those using this tool for the second reason, creating a system of indicators, the analysis includes the correlation the indicator has to your data set, as well as the lead-lag relationship that we discussed in earlier slides. There is a toggle switch that allows you the ability to turn the business cycle phase coloring on and off the chart. And finally, you can save your charts to a favorites view page or export them here in this view. Additional views include being able to see your monthly moving totals, or as we reference them internally, your data trends. There is also a custom view to select data and download the data history into Excel files. There is a custom favorite charts view, so when you finalize how you will use the tool and which industries and/or indicators you want to track, you may save them here in one view for easy access. They will also automatically update each month as new data is released to ensure you have the most current data. And finally, the view that is needed to update your data. When starting out, you may simply drag and drop your data into the system. Moving forward, there is a drop-down to select which data set you would like to update. You select the data set of interest and simply type in the newest month's figures. The system will automatically update your analysis and charts thereafter. Thank you for your time today and your participation in the Alliance program. Your association team has invested in this tool for you because they, just like us, know its ability to help you accurately navigate the economic turns. We are all a team in our effort to strengthen the world of business. Should you have any follow-up questions from today's presentation, or as you use the Alliance portal, please feel free to contact our customer care department. We are always standing by and happy to help.